Good afternoon, Rafters fans. Welcome to this Friday afternoon edition of Rafters Roundup. Sam Jellinek here to bring you all of the highlights and action from last night's thriller against the Lakeshore Chinooks here at Witter Field. Last night's contest pitted Rafters starter Eric Ligda against arguably the best arm in the Northwoods League, Marshall Kasowski. Kasowski leads the league in strikeouts so far this year, averaging nearly 2 per inning. He would look to turn in a fine performance against the streaking Rafters lineup, looking to pick up its third win in a row. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Last night's ball game was all about Mr. Kasowski. He starts out the game by setting down Demetrius Sims with the fastball, and then later in the inning does the same to Dustin Woodcock. In the second, Patrick Cromwell is caught looking, and then Fisher goes down swinging, and Maddox looks at the called third strike as Kasowski strikes out the side. Scott Capers has his knees give out from under him as a filthy breaking ball catches him looking. Then for the second time, Sims is sit down swinging on the cheese. Then in the fourth, Cromwell chases high heat and goes down swinging. Kasowski was nowhere near done though. He gets Sims looking in the sixth for the hat trick for Demetrius. Then later in the inning, he gets Woodcock to chase high and out of the zone for yet another punch out. With Kasowski's strikeout of Fisher, he would end the game with 12 in 7 innings. Unfortunately for Kasowski, the Chinooks offense could not get anything going against Rafters starter Eric Ligda. In the first, however, the Chinooks did have a chance to score, but Dustin Woodcock duns down a potential run at the dish, keeping the game scoreless very early on. For Lakeshore, though, that would be their last true threat against Ligda. He gets a called strike 3 on a nice slider, and then in the fifth gets a little help from his friends as Patrick Cromwell snares liner down at third for a fine defensive play. In the sixth, Ligda gets a swing and miss on a slider out of the zone for a punch-out, then later in the inning paints the inside corner for a called strike 3. With the two starters dueling, the game remained scoreless until the ninth. After 2 infield singles and a walk loaded the bases, Pelizzi tries to call time, but it's not granted to him by home plate umpire Miguel Ortiz, and the ensuing pitch from Nick Blackney is in the dirt, getting away from catcher Hayden Sanger, and Cromwell dashes on home from third to score the game winner as the Rafters walk off winners 1-0 and steal one from the Chinooks. For the Rafters, Ligda works 7 strong, not allowing a run and striking out 7. Blair Laxo gets the win out of the pen, going 2 innings and striking out 2. For Lakeshore's Marshall Kasowski, he does not factor in the decision despite a dominant 7 innings where he struck out 12. Lakeshore and Wisconsin Rapids will meet again tonight at Witter Field to finish up the 2-game set. Gareth Stroh will be handed the ball for the Rafters. The lefty out of Coffeyville Community College is 3-2 on the year with a 4.35 ERA while striking out 36 and 41 in a third innings. For Lakeshore, Nolan Bond will oppose Stroh. Despite having a 2.66 ERA, he is still looking for his first win of the year, currently sporting an 0-2 record. Now for a quick look at your Northwoods League standings. After last night's victory, the Rafters moved to 36-18 on the year and now hold a 4.5-game lead on the Madison Mallards. In the North, St. Cloud sits in the top spot at 36-17, with Eau Claire just 2 games back and Mankato 2.5 games back. And that's going to do it for this edition of Rafters Roundup. For everybody back in the studio, we thank you for joining us and we hope to see you next time.